Right, Vtol, and we are revisiting the oil rig rescue, which is number 3 on scenarios for this aircraft, the starter Vtol jobby. So there's no combat involved, it's just a goes point A, then point B, then back here to the airfield. So I'll just run through some things with you. First of all, we'll get in the right mode. It takes a while. Hang on. That one. Okay, you are now seeing what I'm seeing. Let's turn off the S-cam. Right, very quickly. Starting the aircraft. Turn your batteries on. Turn the APU on. Let the needle come up, then we'll start the left engine, you'll see the needle come up. Start the right engine, you will see the needle come up, and we'll get some lights coming up when they're up. Oh, we probably won't actually, we'll get lights if there's a problem. Okay, they're up, the needles are settled.
Alright pilot, listen up. Right now, 90 clicks south from here, an oil rig's alarm is sounding off. A condensate ejection pump has failed, dooming the rig to blow within the hour. Do not waste time. A private security team is stranded and needs an evac immediately. Godspeed, pilot.
Okay, so we've got to make a move quick. Just turn everything on. So that's all my screens turned on. Around the edge of the screen you'll see all these options. So we can select any one of them. So say if we go in the center here, I'm going to go target and we'll power it up, and over here I'm going to put my map on. There we go, and on here I will have mission objectives, but I'll put comms on to start off with. So air traffic control, international, vertical takeoff.
Alpha 1-1 tower cleared for vertical takeoff.
Cool. Fuel on there, RWR don't need. Put the hood on. Just got big jet coming in. Just turn them on. Right, up here we've got some lights. Navigation, strobe, don't need landing. Instruments, cockpit, yes, so you can see, and we'll put the bay on as well. We can alter the brightness on these. Right, so moving on, turn the brakes off, get hold of the throttle, get hold of the control stick, let's tilt the engines forwards, and we're just going to go straight up. So I'll tilt the jets up to 90 degrees, clear the hangar. And we're just going straight up because we need to save some time. We'll start rotating it. I'm going to go into hover mode on here, just to stabilize things out. Right, so this will go back onto objectives, because what we're going to do is not hit that. Okay, so we've taken off. Next objective's up. GPS lines come in, so we want to follow that green line, which is going to be straight down that valley. So turn the afterburners off. Now I'm going to transition now over to normal flight. I'm going to push the nose forward. I'm just going to give myself some flaps. Get rid of the undercarriage, and then I'm going to tilt those engines back to the horizontal. Our speed's coming up on the hood there.
Maintain a heading of 130. Do not waste time gaining altitude. You have clearance to fly as low as you deem necessary over Juno's airspace to get these boys back.
So I've got autopilot stuff here, so if I just put navigation, it'll follow that green line. We hit altitude, it'll hold the altitude. We'll get rid of the flaps now. Adjust my headset. Just check everything's looking okay, which it is. Right, so quicker look around. 3 screens, as I've showed you, with lots of information you can put up there, and then another layer will appear of information of things that you can do with that designated screen. Over here, gear, flaps, hook for ship landing, launch bar for ship takeoffs. Down here we can jettison stores, and we can select what we want to jettison. Over here is the master arm switch. Okay, the only armaments we've got is the gun, because I wanted the camera. In fact, we can turn that off. Over here, chaff and flares. This here, fuel port open. There is one opening above my head if you want to refuel with the jet that's flying around. What else have we got? These are flight assists. We're not messing around with them at the moment. This is, getting technical. This one, tunes. You can actually load your own MP3 files into that if you want. Stick, these red buttons here and over here and down here, we can actually move your stick around. So when because you use hand controls, so when you rest your hand on, say, the arms of your chair, you don't have to reach in. You can actually have it there. We can also stick it on auto, get hold of it, and that'll move it through all its axes. And then when you're happy, take your finger off, turn auto on, so it's always in the same place. You can do the same over here as well. There's additional things that you can do on here on the screens, and also for things like tilting the jets, brakes on the ground, air brakes in the air. Everything is off hand controls. There's no HOTAS or button pressing. Everything's done on here, even down to kind of tinting the hood and all the rest of it. It's a bit hard to describe with any VR game that you watch in flat screen. If you haven't been in VR, it's very hard to kind of work out that this is in 3D. Right, okay, quick way, if we look at the dashboard here, yeah, and I move my head off to the left, you see I can now see this edge, and I can see down there. Over, look up and over, I can see the top of the dash. Everything is in 3 dimensions to my head position. It is weird to try and explain. Look, it's me. It's weird to explain in 2D, but it just works. The immersion is something else, as always. Okay, what I'm going to do here now is I need to land on this oil rig. We are rushing through this mission, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to overlay, by bringing my visor down, this onto my head. Yeah, so now wherever I look and move my head, the camera underneath the aircraft will track my head, and it means I can look through the aircraft.
We don't have a lot of time left. Rely on your training. Your target personnel has formed up beside the helipad awaiting your arrival. Lives are on the line, pilot. Let's all make it home.
It just means that I can look through the aircraft when I need to land on things a lot easier. Now we need to transition over to VTOL flight. So what I'm going to do is I need to scrub speed and then flip those jets down. Now, scrubbing speed, a couple of ways of doing it. Air brake is one, flaps is another. I could also gain a lot of altitude quickly, stall the aircraft that way, or we can pull a high G maneuver.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
Or we could just brake early. And now I'll transition to the vertical. You see the tilt on the left hand side, and that brings another reticule up at the bottom. Small aircraft. Now the line the line is basically the direction that I'm going, because obviously I could fly backwards like this or sideways, and so I need an indication of which way I'm actually heading. So we'll just keep an eye over there. We're going to put on altitude, which will give me a little bit more control when I'm coming in. I'm also going to switch this on to head. Okay, they've lost the stack, we missed that one. And again with this we can still use our up controls like zooming. So there's our position where we need to land on a jaunty angle. Let's just zoom out again. Now we're coming in at 90 knots. So we're going to scrub the speed off when we can. I am actually going to put the brake locks on, so that when we land we don't roll off that that landing pad, which is at a bit of a weird angle. You see the little telltale there right in the middle, the little fat aeroplane? That is where I'm actually heading. So I need to put that onto that landing pad, and that is where we will go. They have done a lot of, the guy who made this, it's a custom map, the guy who's made it has done a lot of work on it. So we need to get rid of all of this speed. Let's bring it over here. Okay, push our nose forwards. You'll see the little round aircraft at the bottom of my HUD, the little arrow going off it. It's very small because we're not going very fast. I'm going to come at it this way, it gives me more room. Okay, so I need to get my little fat aeroplane, which is whizzing around now, onto that air pad. There we go. So it gets a little bit all over the place, but we'll get there in the end. These are the guys we're picking up. Okay, let's put it down here. Okay, drop that, let go of that, open the doors at the back. So these guys will now come in. And we can go on to the next part of the mission once they're all in. Shall we get them all? Close the doors because it's noisy out there. Okay, let's get rid of the altitude thing. And we'll just come off backwards. Spin ourselves to the next waypoint, which is appeared on our map. Now we'll just get the nose down. I've got enough height. I'm going to start to transition the nozzles on the wing edges, and we've gone horribly wrong. We've gone horribly wrong. Hang on. Too much, too much, too much. Get it all back in control. That up, them up. Okay, we need altitude hold and navigation. Let the computer take control of it. It's always a little bit nerve-wracking when you're transitioning between Vtol and normal flight and vice versa, especially in the air. Okay, this is just repetition. We've got the afterburners on. You can see me turning them off there, back on. Got plenty of fuel. I just want to blast through this meshing because I've done it before. And yeah, so the next point is land at the hospital, drop these guys off. Final point is coming in for a landing at the runway that we started off on, and we'll do that in the conventional method. So while we're going along, we'll have a few external views. Go back to S-Cam. So we'll change them on here. Hello, Mum. That is us. Slightly blasting along. The camera system on this is fantastic. It really is. If you're making videos, it just makes it so much easier. There's no editing that I do, and this is just as I'm playing. Takes all the hassle out of it. Trying to remember what the buttons do is another thing altogether. Let's take the random off. Let's get us back onto fixed. No, you see, that's what I want. Smooth look where we are. Field of view 100. Okay, so we can turn that off, but obviously that stays on the monitor. We go back to objectives, just so we got our GPS points. So yeah, there is a mission editor, and this has been created with the mission editor in the game, and then you can just throw it up and anybody can play it. So mission wise and scenario wise, there's literally thousands. This one is quite simple. It starts at the airport, fly to point A, pick the guys up, fly to point B, drop them off, go back to the airport. That's simple, but works really well. And the detail that he's got in with the villages and the roads up into the mountains and all the rest of it is really good. Of course, Vtol, there is the multiplayer side of things where you can play co-op or adversarial. God, that's a long word to say. So you can play PvE or PvP or a mixture of both. The list is endless, it really is. It's something else for the price of it as well. Made from the ground up for VR, which is one of the big differences against any other VR simulator. This is designed to run in VR and nothing else, so it just works really well and is really well optimized. I'm running on this on a 1080 Ti, but I've run it on a 970, believe it or not, with an old 7th gen i7, and no problems at all. And we're running at a solid 90 in here, no issues. There is a night, you can have kind of morning, day or night missions. Night missions, obviously you're in full night vision mode, so yeah. I'm blind. Certain things like lifting your visor and putting your visor down is done by touching your helmet. On night vision, again, touching the helmet. So here we go, we've got to land on the hospital roof because it makes it difficult. So we're going to kill our navigation. We're 7 nautical miles out. We'll kill our altitude, we'll take back control. So we need to find the hospital in the city. There's the runway, the other runway. Okay, 4 nautical miles out. Hitting the air brakes. Bit of a G-turn on there. Drop the throttle even more. Okay. I'm going to switch to hover altitude, a little bit of flaps, gear on. Let's get the brake locks on. Let's get this back on head. Put my visor down, that might work better. So yeah, I can see straight through the aircraft. Hospital is there on my right. Okay, we're coming down on it. We can drop these guys off and then land. Comes my little telltale. Speed 45. Okay, let's slow it down a bit. Coming over onto this building a bit. Oh, I didn't think it was going to be easy, did you? Come on. Still descending. Close to him. Okay, let's stop it there. Okay, get it on the landing pad, not half off the building, because that would be me falling off the building. Bumpy landing. Brakes, jeepers. Or turn them off instead of turning them on. That was close. Okay. Yeah. How close was that? Oh, that was close. Okay. Okay. Smooth look. Take it back out to 100. Right, so that's on. Handbrake is now on again. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Panic over. Nobody move. Right, guys, get out the back. Slowly. Slowly. That's the Italian job, this. Okay, land at base. Let everybody get out. I think that is everybody out. Close the doors. Holy moly. Right, up we go.
Good work, pilot. We were pretty worried there.
I'm the only one.
To St. Christopher's Hospital in Juneau's commercial
We've
district.
done it.
There,
We've
a
done
team
that.
of doctors will be waiting to assist the soldiers.
We have done that. I think this mission is mucked up, but anyway, we'll land at base, which is just over here. So I'm going to transition off to
autopilot disengaged.
Transition over to normal flight, and we're going for a normal landing. Flaps at 1, gear is down. Put the gear up. Let's go over here, go to comms. Air traffic control, international landing.
Alpha 1-1, tower, cleared to land at runway 14.
Okay, turn the brakes off, it would be horrible when we land. Okay, we're just coming for a short stubby one. Air brakes on. Gear is up. I can't see the runway properly here. I cannot see the runway. Ah, it's over there, right. Need to do another approach. Gear down. Okay, so again we're just going to use that telltale. I think the mission is messed up, or I've messed something up.
Landing gear.
Okay.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
Again on the brakes.
Landing gear.
Okay, in we come. Normal landing. So we'll put the telltale on the end of the runway. There he is. So that's where we're going to hit the floor. I'm going to come a bit central on that runway. Okay, I'm going to kill some speed off. Killing the speed. Air brakes are on. Nice and gentle. and on the brakes, and we're controlling the rudder just by twisting the hand stick left
Welcome
and right.
back. Follow the taxi path to your parking area.
And I will. So I'll just zoom in on the map. It'll show me where I'm supposed to be going, which is behind me. I think there is a road off here somewhere. Oh, I've missed it. Another one. Oh, come on. Not got all day. Let's take this one. Over here. Did I shut the doors? I think I did. Yes. Okay, back across. Let me just have a look at objectives. Land at the base, so that's what I'm doing. What I'm doing, it wants me to go in the hangar, so we'll go in the hangar. Some big hangars over here, some tanks sitting outside. Yeah, there's the jet that landed before. Put the brakes on. Yeah, there he is. And we're going over here, so we're just going to cross over the runway again and finish up there. So I'll just change the camera out. If I can. Lift my visor up, he says. There we go. Look left, look right, or even look left, look right. It's hard in VR, I can't see me mittens on with L&R stitched on them. Okay, so as we roll into the hangar, it's either going to finish or it's not. Probably not. Well, that was Vtol, user created mission, oil rig rescue. I think it's number 3 if you list it by votes. Okay, so we'll just start killing stuff here. Instruments off, cockpits off, bay off, strobes off, navigation lights off. Okay, we are definitely in the hangar.
Ground crews on station.
Cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to kill all this equipment. Put the handbrake on. Yeah. Put the flaps back up. Nothing else to do over there. Let's just turn all of our screens off. That's it. Like I said, it was a simple mission. That is quite fun just to run through quickly. It's one engine off, that's the other engine off. That's the battery off. Let's turn the battery on, that on, comms on, ground crew. Request with rearm. Oh, this is interesting for you. Right, so the aircraft in front of us doesn't hold a lot of armament, unlike the other vehicles. But if we say we select symmetry, so whatever I select here is going to go there, and vice versa. So we select this, you can see some of the weapons that we can have, and we can double them up. And then so if we equip that, let's see, up they go. Go back, we could go onto here, we could put Hydras on, 7 count, big clunking amount there, and on and on and on, depending on what your missions you're going to be running. Yeah. And of course the gun at the front, which is in the middle. 2 of them. You have the little one if you want. And fuel, and that's it. We can end the mission over here, I think. Yes. 0% completed. Oh, that's the campaign. Right, okay, well, yeah. Very quickly, if we go to Steam Workshop, scenarios, campaigns, multiplayer campaigns, just look at scenarios, pick an aircraft. You'll see there number 3, oil rig rescue. The amount of people that subscribe to it. You just simply add, it'll download, takes about 20 seconds, and then play it. And there is thousands. You might be thinking, well, there's not thousands there, Owen. Well, there is, because that's just page 1. Then you got page 2, page 3, page 4. Yeah, and on it goes and on it goes. And of course you've got scenarios, full campaigns where there may be 6 scenarios in a campaign, and then multiplayer campaigns you can try it co-op, and that's all done through the editor. Mission editor, which is there, which will run on your monitor so you don't have to do it in VR. You've also got map editor, and you'll see it here. So then it switches over onto just the normal map editor, and away you go. And it gets quite detailed. Right, anyway, thanks for watching. Adios.